words of
Found
wisdom.
it. I haven't found it. I've got it somewhere. I don't know. But he would say, "Ask and you shall receive." And this is from the Bible. It's just since I've been studying the Bible more that I'm finding these biblical sayings that he used to spout to us. And I'm so glad he did, because he never said, well, this was from blah, blah, blah. He just,
So he lived it.
but he lived it. And he was the most honest man. So, anyway, here's an interesting thing, and I think this is not about this, but it's about compounding. When you compounding.
I think you've said that to us before.
Yeah. Well, now this, the rule of 72. Anyway, you may as well have it
For sure.
so you can see how money can make money for you.
Right.
So that is important. Okay. Well, okay. Dad would say, well, when the right thing came up, the situation, he would just give us one of his little biblical things that he read. He'd sit at the dining room table and read the Bible. And I'm trying to think of some of them. There are about 12 or 15 of them. And I'll get them to you sometime, but I don't have them off the top of my head. I know I've got them because I think I've given them to you.
I'm sure that you have. Yep. I might have it.
Seek and you shall find. And God will provide us what the idea is. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Weep and you weep alone. I think these are important. I'll think of a dozen of them.
As soon as we leave.
That's all I can think of right now.
That's all right. That's perfect. I mean,
It's
anything that's not a quote, that would just be, the advice you would give someone to live a fulfilling life.
Yes, you would just, you work for the right. If it's not right, you don't do it. He was a very, right is right and wrong is wrong. I guess that's about the size of it, but of course there must be some in between.
Sweet. You said that family, immediate, and siblings is the most important relationship to maintain. Why?
Why? Well, because you want to keep abreast of the people you love. And the people you care about. And we care about. I don't care how old your children become, they're still your children. And you still love them. And that doesn't change. And you are concerned with what happens to them in their lives. And you want to know that you can only be as happy as your children.
I know what you mean.
Yes, and they're always your children.
Well, if they're not settled, then you're dissettled.
Well, yeah.
You know? It's hard to explain Dylan to someone until
Well,
you have kids.
you have to, you know, I remember when we'd take short trips. We didn't do that too often and leave the children home, but when we did go, when I'd come home, I miss the kids. I'm so glad to see them when I got home. You know that. We're just so glad to see them. Even if you're gone a few days.
Right.
You think you probably had enough of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean,
So this-
yeah. Got more than I needed, so it's perfect. Sweet.
Good.
Good.
Should we go in and look at your computer? Let's go
Well,
look
we
at that.
can. How about a little apple cider?
Well, I just ate all these grapes. I'm
I'm still
fruited
working
out.
on my pumpkin spice coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
No, we can look at
Let's go look at your computer and get this figured out, because I want to hear from you that way again. And but Mom, this is just sweet. Did Sheila ever see this then, or you just
it. Well,
she
she
handed
looked
it
at
off?
it
and-
I hadn't gotten
she
much.
has-
I hadn't put much in it.
yeah.
And so
well,
she
this
was
is
a
good
little
stuff.
disappointed that I hadn't, so I
Well, looks like
left
you've
it
been
out
busy with it.
so that I will remember to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
And
It's
she
great.
gave
It's
me,
a great idea. The little
she
book.
gave it to me a long time ago.
Mhm.
I mean, some years ago.
It just asks questions together, like once a day. It's all dated,
Oh, yeah.
just so that you keep turning the page, I suppose. What do you remember as your least favorite school subject? It kind of makes you think back, and you
Yeah.
can ignore most of
Yeah.
them, but it's just a good
Yeah.
way to stir
Yeah.
memories, you know?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, who would think of it?
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, you know, your kids grow up, graduate, you leave home. You don't, that,
Who thinks of those
then you're
things?
on your own.
Yeah,
So it's interesting.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're so
Mom, that was
welcome.
really nice.
I learned a lot.
What you don't, I don't think they use those fillings now. They're the silver ones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they use those anymore. But it was just so, I need 2 drops of this and then I put it in the machine and the thing, and that was the silver kind material.
Right.
Maybe if you like this, you probably will want to go into being dental hygienist.
Right.
Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking about that, yeah. When I was applying though, I talked to the, I don't remember, she was like the admitting counselor or whatever. She told me that hygienists are having a harder time finding full-time work
Oh,
because they've kind of raised the bar for dental assistants, so they can do more and also be paid less.
oh.
So they can find full-time jobs easier than the hygienists, where
See, oh,
they'll just find
Oh.
a part-time
Kind of like the
gig.
same they're doing with nursing. You know,
Yeah.
we were talking about that.
yeah. Well, I don't think there were hygienists when I was at that stage. That's another field that has developed, I think.
The dentists were doing that then, probably.
Of course,
Probably.
I don't know. They just weren't at any dentist I ever went to. It was dental assistants.
How old were you when you started?
So, 19, I guess. And I was trained by the dentist. Didn't go to school for that.
So it's kind of like an apprenticeship
Mm-hmm.
type job?
I would guess. Yeah.
That's really cool. How long did you work as a dental assistant, roughly?
2 or 3 years. and I was also at the desk and taking appointments and, you know, doing the whole bit.
Right, right.
Where
I
was that, Mom? What
In
town?
Marshfield, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Around there. I think I was there about 4 years.
Were there any other jobs you worked?
Yes. What was that? Well,
Before the
yeah.
babies.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I went to school, art school in St. Paul.
Did you go to the Art Institute?
No, I went to the School of Associated Arts.
Is that the one on Summit Avenue?
I don't think it's on Summit.
Well,
Unless it's
now.
moved.
probably not then.
I think you're thinking of the Art Institute.
Yeah. So where was it, Mom?
It was
Do you know?
downtown St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. What did you study there primarily?
Well, it was art.
Right.
It was drawing and, you know, and...
Mom's an awesome artist.
Drawing and
you
painting?
know, drawing and then I worked at Box Trucks, Jewelers and Silversmiths in their advertising.
What was
Box
the
Trucks,
name?
Box Trucks, B-O-C-H,
See,
S-T-R-U-C-K.
Okay.
They were on
They're still
69.
around.
They were on 69 E6. I don't know that they're still around.
I've seen them in Edina.
Well, there was one there, but I thought they closed.
There's one there. I
Is
mean,
there? It's still there?
there's a little trail between that parking ramp
Mm-hmm.
and the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Walk right by it.
Oh,
It's a little shop right in there.
okay.
So you like
That's
to
good
remember
that they're still around.
Yeah.
Alex Boxtruck, who was the geologist,
Oh,
he is the one who designed my
that
ring.
makes sense.
My, I should get the ring.
Yeah.
And both rings are from Boxtruck. Marty.
The brown diamonds.
Yeah.
They're coming back, Mom. They're advertising brown diamonds now on TV.
They are.
Yeah. Chocolate diamonds, I think they're calling them. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, listen, you should see some of the things she's painted, Gayla. In fact, do you still have any of those, anything you've painted, Mom, like around?
Here's the diamond Alex designed. And, you know,
There's a wedding ring to my dad.
Oh, that's really pretty. It's like very well faceted.
Alex Boxtruck designed it. And this one came from Boxtrucks too.
Oh,
But this one came from the Boxtrucks in the Galleria.
oh. Oh, so there is one still there.
Well, there was.
Oh.
Is it still there? I don't know.
Well, maybe they've just
Probably.
moved from, maybe they're in both places, or they've moved over to 50th Street, I don't know.
But of course, Alex wasn't living then. But Herbert Boxtruck, the boss,
Yeah,
had a man's ring like this.
Oh.
Alex had designed for him.
oh,
And being young and stupid,
yeah,
I liked the ring that Herbert had. It was just like this, except that it was a man's ring. It was larger. And when Jim and I wanted to, you know, get
that's
a
my
ring,
dad.
I said I told Alex, the geologist who did the design,
Yeah.
I said I'd like one like Herbert's. That was wrong to do, because I shouldn't have been running around with this same thing. But they were nice about it. They didn't say anything. But as I grew a little older, I thought that was very not a smart thing to do. You know?
It's kind of a compliment. you
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
But I wouldn't have been in the same social groups and so forth, so
Yeah.
I didn't know the difference. But
Yeah,
it just, I shouldn't, if I had thought a little better about it, I wouldn't have done that. So anyway, I didn't
We're over
get
the
it.
dam now, Mom.
Too late. But I've always liked the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it would be more like comfortable than.
It's not sticking up,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Now this one is a little less comfortable because it
because
is.
it is, you're hitting it
Sticking
on
up.
things and
Yeah.
gloves and.
So I don't wear these rings around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I'm messing around making pasties or pasties or patties or I don't wear them around the house. I put them on when I go out. I just don't want to be in
Really?
them. Well,
Yeah, she lost
I
her diamond.
lost the diamond out of mine one time. Just suddenly noticed it wasn't missing. The
Which
diamond
one?
was missing.
Your big
My
one?
wedding ring
you
in the house. Now this is, Gayla was little, and all of a sudden I noticed there's no diamond in it.
She's freaking
I couldn't believe it. And guess what happened?
What?
Gayla found it
out. 10
on
minutes
a
later.
rug in the kitchen.
Oh,
Unbelievable
yeah,
that she even found it.
yeah.
And I mean, somebody could have picked it up in their shoe and it would have been
Oh.
gone outside.
Oh.
I mean,
You could have lost it in that sink.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, so you see, why?
I know.
Why? I don't wear them in the house.
Ugh, if I'd been out more, it probably would have been gone outside somewhere. And
When I go out, I do put them on.
That was amazing, Gayla, that you found that.
Gee, that
Kind
is.
of amazing.
You are. She is. You should see what she did on her paper. She had to write a in-class essay in her medical ethics class. And she got a 95 on. That means they had to sit there and write it out as, within the hour and a half that they had.
Oh, really? And what did you write it on?
A philosopher from his writings from 1785, Immanuel Kant,
Oh my gosh.
on
We've never read them though.
deontology.
Don't ask me to write about him.
No kidding. But I mean, she
No, that's
prepped
good.
it. They had done background info. They studied the guy before they sat down for this essay quiz.
Yeah.
So it wasn't off the top of her head. So it was just brilliant. I read the paper.
Oh, yes, and you
She had
did.
to compare his philosophies to modern day issues that were happening. Anyway, it was cool.
Oh,
But Kayla's just brilliant. I've always told you, she's just
great.
brilliant.
Well, I know she is.
So is Drew. But Gayla is just, she's always done well in school. So she's really doing well now, and she's happy. I was glad that she did so well right off the bat, because that gives her confidence for the rest of the year. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
you
it's
got
good.
a lot of kids around, and some have it and some don't. I mean, some are willing to try.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to be willing to work.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do, you've got to work
Mm-hmm.
at what you do. I've always felt comfortable with what I've done,
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt that I was capable of doing what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, that's key too. If you're in over your head, then, it's
Oh,
time
and
to
then-
change course.
yeah.
But so what else did you do? Tell her
And
about
then, well,
your-
okay, then another job, of course, was when we had the business in Nashville.
Mhm.
I was the office manager. I named myself the office manager.
well.
Well, I did. That's what I was.
Johnstone Supply was the name of the
It's
company.
Johnstone's Blood, right, in Nashville. We owned the business. We had a business there. It was a wholesale appliance parts business. Would you like it? Do you want to rent in, or do you want?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're kind of getting ahead of yourself, though, Mom. I mean, you're forgetting the Nutrition World
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh, yes, the
And-
Nutrition World, that comes, well,
That was just before the Johnstone Supply.
yes, yes.
It's when I was in
I
school.
forgot about Nutrition World.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. The Johnstone, okay, I did the typing, I did the general office, the filing and the
what year did you go down there? Was it 84?
80
85?
No, 82, about 82.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But I've always had an interest in health and wellness. That's just, some things you're interested
Yeah.
in naturally. And that happens to be the one thing that I still have followed. But I started when I was in my 20s of being interested in that. I didn't work at it at a job, but I didn't. I used to bake our own bread because I didn't want.
We never had white bread in the house when I was growing up. We never had sugar in the house either.
That's right. I never put a sugar bowl on the table. Never have. Well, anyway, that's when I began to study vitamins and so forth when I was about in my 20s. I had books on that and didn't get into it as far as I am now, but raising a family in the meantime.
Well, that nutrition world job was a perfect fit then. I mean,
The nutrition world.
it came along just
absolutely,
when you
and they were
needed a job.
Well, I didn't. They were just starting in business.
I'm sure.
And so I worked for them without pay for a while.
Ah.
Well, just because, I knew that I'd get it
Yeah.
down the road. But, but I had read a lot of books on those things, and that's what was required for them. And that's what I was interested in, so.
So she managed a store right over here in Edina, There.
It's where the, what do you call it? It's the,
Oh, I don't know what it is now.
Southtown.
Southdale, near
Southdale.
Southdale.
it's right,
Yorktown Avenue.
it's in that small mall.
A little
one-
strip on York,
one
on
strip.
just south of.
That has like the higher end kind of shops in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not Galleria. It's
No,
just,
not
it's on
Galleria.
Yorktown
I think I know
Avenue.
what you're
It
talking
doesn't
about.
matter. It's not
Yeah,
far from
it's a
here.
strip, a little strip long.
Strip mall.
And I did that for 12 years. And that was a good thing.
Would you say that was your favorite of all the jobs you worked,
I
or
don't know that I had a favorite.
one that you enjoyed the most?
I did enjoy it. I was able to help people, and that, I think, gave me a sense of satisfaction, People would come in and they'd want to know, and I could either help them with it or tell them what, go over and find some books and give them a book to look at. Because we weren't supposed to tell people this will help you.
Prescribed, right.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was,
FDA wouldn't allow it.
no, I would say, well, some people are helped by this, some
Right.
people like this, blah, blah, blah. And that worked well.
Nice. Alright.
And now, I'm interested in the stock market and studying the stocks myself. I've gone with some of the stockbrokers, and that was not a good way to go. I lost tens of thousands of dollars on their advice. They're in it for themselves, and they churn your account. What I mean to say by churning is that when you've got a good stock and one of their other clients would come in, they'd want you to sell that stock, to sell it to this other client. It's called churning.
This should be illegal.
It's, yeah. Anyway, that's what they do. And I was with about three different stockbrokers, and none of them was satisfactory. We're doing much better, both Marty and I, on doing our own.
Wow.
And that takes a lot of study. It takes a lot of concentration and work. You don't just, and it isn't that we're so smart. It's that we're willing to work for what we think will be helpful.
Right, and something you gotta stay on top of and watch trends.
Yeah. And some you don't have to watch quite so much if they're something like Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett. You've heard of Warren Buffett. His stock is he has the two sections. He has BRKA and BRKB. Well, I'm in the B because the Bs are only about what is it, 300. They're expensive. The other ones are like several thousand for
Wow.
one share. So, but the reason for that kind of stock is that he has 57 different companies. He owns a railroad. He owns
He just bought Burlington Northern stock.
Yeah.
I mean, he just bought them or whatever.
yeah. He bought Berlin straight out, and he has several insurance companies. I don't know that he owns them or not. I don't know. He owns a lot of Coca-Cola.
Wow.
That must bother you.
well, he owns it.
Is he a Mormon, do you know?
No.
Because I thought the Mormons kind of ran that show. They did initially, I think. They owned Coke.
Oh, maybe they do, but a lot of people own Coke. No, I don't know that he owns it, but and he's into, well, as I say, 57 different things.
Yeah.
So Marty has checked out each one to see what they do and what they, because we don't like to be involved in some things like liquor
Right.
and drugs.
Yeah.
And he isn't in any of those. So he's really pure as far
Yeah.
as I
He's
know.
down in Nebraska. Kind of a wholesome place to be.
Yeah, and
Yes.
now, when you buy that stock, if I wish I had gotten it many years ago,
Yeah.
because it just went up, 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 up. Now it's leveling off somewhat, so it's a little. So I sold half of mine and kept the other half. And Canadian stocks are very good. The thing is,
Really?
yeah,
I have heard that.
you've heard that.
Yeah, my boyfriend's best friend's parents have bi-citizenship in Canada and the United States.
Oh,
And his dad works up in Canada, and he, I think, does have some stocks and stuff up there.
yeah, I've got to figure out a way to work on the taxes of that because they keep 15% of it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's something that I have to work out,
Yeah.
and I can't tell you much about it because I don't know much about it, but their stocks are better stocks. It's true. I'd like to. Okay, so what else can I tell you? Thank you for reminding me of Nutrition World.
That's when I knew you, you know. That's when we were in grade school. You were doing that.
Oh, that was a fun job because most of us, well, you didn't get hired there until you knew.
You had to take tests
We're
and stuff to
interested.
get raises.
Yes, we had.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember
we
that.
did tests and
Health
and,
tests.
and we took trips. We went to Milwaukee and stayed overnight one time for a meeting. Anyway, they were into things and just on top of it. But it was a fun place to work, really.
It's cool. Do you know what year maybe you started Nutrition World, or
Nutrition
how old
was
you were?
probably, let's see, in the 80s. Yes, about 85, 1985.
Sure. Next question. What were the most important technological inventions available when you were my age?
Typewriter?
Probably.
No, don't put
And
that
now they're
down.
not around
Right, right,
anymore.
Um,
Toaster?
radio. Radio. Well,
Sliced
I should tell you, when I was younger, and Marty too, because we're the same age, when we were younger, President Roosevelt was the president. FDR.
Well, he was president for a long time, so that's.
Yes, he was in for 12 years. It was, and that was an important time in our lives. It was a depression time. We lived during the Depression.
Right.
And so many families just didn't have jobs. And things were really bad.
Mm.
And our parents never dwelled on that. They didn't want us to feel bad.
Mhm.
We were poor, but they didn't want us to think we were
To know
poor.
it. They didn't want you to know it.
And I don't think we were really poor like
All right.
most people were, you know. We weren't poor. We were average, right, kind of in the middle. And that's where just about everybody was that I knew.
Mhm.
Well, there were some who had more, but it was an average. Well, look at our house. It was average.
Mhm.
It wasn't a dump,
Mhm.
and it wasn't a castle. It was average. And when I was, it was a good place to grow up. There were tennis courts all over. And when I was younger, my aunt, my mother's sister, gave me a tennis racket. And that was so great because it got me playing tennis. And I used to go and play tennis before school. And enjoyed tennis until about 12 years ago. I played till I was in my 70s. And of course, when you get up there, you're not playing singles, you're playing doubles.
I'm not playing at all.
But I played it 5 and 6 mornings a week from 7 till 9. That was a good thing to do, and I really missed it when I quit playing.
Mhm.
I quit playing because one of my knees was beginning to, I felt the little twinge in there, and I thought, I better quit playing.
It's not worth it, you know.
Yeah, so I quit, but I wanted to play. So it's a good sport, as is golf. I played golf when I started golf when I was in my early 20s. I didn't play a lot of golf because I didn't have that kind of time. You have to spend hours on the golf course.
Mhm.
I was a weekend player, if that. So I never got to be a real good. There, I'll show you one thing. This is my trophy. I did win a tournament.
Oh, nice.
Aw, Mom, I never knew that.
Very nice. We should have been there, Mom.
I didn't even know it was happening.
There were, it's a wonderful group in the Twin Cities for seniors, to be 50 or older. And they have like 1,600 members. And that includes the suburbs, all around. But they have tournaments, and we played in all the courts. During the summer, we played on the courts we walk on and play.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to specify anything, and you didn't know who would be there to play, but we would just figure out
Four.
four people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good thing to do. In the winter, we played in the domes, inside,
Right.
and usually about twice a week. So, and then they'd have tournaments, and it was I enjoyed tennis very much. And then being raised in Iron Mountain was very good too, because it was a sports town.
Is it Iron Mountain?
Michigan.
Okay.
Upper
It's an
Michigan.
upper peninsula, yeah.
It's,
Or upper.
it's on the border of Michigan and Wisconsin. So it's right on the border.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never thought about that. It's because it's not an
Yeah.
island. It's
No,
just a.
It's on the border of Wisconsin
Yeah.
and Michigan. Michigan goes up like
Yeah.
that. That is Upper Michigan goes
Mhm.
up like that. And Iron Mountain was a good place to be raised because it had a lot of lakes. And it had a ski hill with ski tolls, and that
Mhm.
was who had ski tolls then? That was like a first.
They
kind
probably
of
invented them up there.
thing.
Well,
It
they were
was
weren't they the first place to do the ski jumps too up
They had
there?
a ski jump, and jumpers would come from all over the world. They'd come from Sweden and
Mhm.
Norway, and they'd come
Because
to-
you could get so much snow up there. I mean, it was the snow. They still get like feet of snow every year. I mean,
yeah,
it's
well, we had,
unbelievable.
well, no more than here, I don't think.
Oh no, from what I've heard, it's more. It's like a lot more. I had a roommate that was from Ontonagon, Michigan,
Mm.
which was near there. She
Yeah.
was, her dad was Finnish,
Mm.
and he married a Japanese woman
Mm.
during the war, or after the war,
Oh.
over there in
Yeah.
Japan. And so she was, Asian,
Mm-hmm.
half Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, I don't know, I remember her.
What a nice combination.
Yeah, and she just had a great sense of humor, and she would talk about her time up there and how much snow there was, and they also had what do they call them? The steam houses. What are those things called?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this. Oh,
Sauna?
Sauna. She called them sauna.
well, see, she was Finnish.
Yeah,
The Finnish people. No, there weren't any saunas in Iron Mountain
yeah.
that I know of.
Oh well,
Or when-
hers was there. Her dad's was there.
In Iron Mountain.
Yeah, well,
In Ontonagon.
up there, Ontonagon.
Ontonagon, I think.
Do you
is
know where
north.
that is? Yeah.
Well, it's north, of course.
Yeah.
It can't be south.
Right.
Iron Mountain was right in the bottom. But
Mm.
no, it was up a little ways. But there were Finnish people up there.
Yeah.
And our neighbors were Finnish behind us,
Oh.
who lived behind us in that little white house.
Oh.
See, that house, the lot went down to the lake.
Oh. To Lake Michigan.
No,
Or
no,
Lake-
Crystal Lake in Iron Mountain, a small lake.
Oh. Huh.
And, yeah, and it had a nice beach, very nice beach. And
That's a nice
sandy
place to
beach.
grow up, Mom.
It was.
You need to send me these pictures electronically. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll
That's a
go and
big
make.
school. You went to this school?
Well, yeah.
It must have been brand new. then.
No, it was old.
It's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a current picture.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It was built like how things used to be built then.
Hmm.
I mean, with the, I think the,
I don't know when all those went up, like Washburn and, this looks like it was built about the same time. Washburn and Ramsey
Probably was,
School.
I don't know. Iron Mountain was a ski town. They had ski jump for the jumpers. And as I said, the jumpers came from all over, from Norway and Sweden and wherever. And of course local and people in this country. And they would come off this jump and see how far they could go. It was amazing. They'd have these ski jumps, and it was fun to go to those.
Mm.
it was colder than
Yeah.
all Billy Hill.
Mhm.
Not Billy Hill, I've never said that before. Anyway.
Out of the mouths
Don't
of
put that
babes
down, I've never
and-
said that before.
and
I might steal it
geriatrics.
for my own use, so.
We recorded it, Mom. It's already done.
Forget it, buddy. And, oh, and downhill skiing and cross country. So it was all, we were ski people and loved it. And we had the ski houses. I wouldn't say shack, but it wasn't a shack.
Chalets?
Chalet, the
Well.
chalets. And we'd take trips on weekends sometimes, our group of friends. We always had to have a chaperone. Our friends wouldn't let, because they were mixed
Mhm.
with guys and girls. And we always had to have a chaperone. This gal, who was about 45 years old, loved going because she loved to ski and we'd always pay her way.
Mhm.
And one time we went up to Duluth, skied on that Duluth hill. Now, I'm not sure whether that was after I was
Lutzen?
up here. Yeah,
Mhm.
we skied at, and stayed in those round
Mhm.
things up there. It's so long ago, but I remember that it was so cold.
Mm.
It was like 25 below.
Mhm.
And that was natural. I mean, that wasn't, but we skied all day long from morning till night. Stopped in the chalet for lunch and back out on the ski hill. And just from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. And it was just great. It's no wonder my legs were, I had these muscles on the top of my legs. And when I'd wear a straight skirt, I was going to show these muscles. So anyway.
So, were you born in Iron Mountain, Michigan?
Mhm.
What year were you born?
1926. July 22nd, 1926.
Cool. So, I mean, I know, like, the ski toes and the tennis racket and all that would definitely work for inventions available, but would there be anything more, like, technologically
Typewriter.
related? I guess.
Well, that was around
No,
before
the
that.
typewriters were around before that because my dad had a typewriter.
Maybe
Gosh,
like
I
a
don't know, probably
washing machine. I don't know when those came
Probably
out, but-
speaker systems maybe in school or something.
Mm.
I remember during the war, I
We
had
needed
to-
them then,
I had to go to the office and give these little talks about buying bonds for war bonds.
Saving rubber.
So everybody would chip in, and I told them my brother was in the service. He was in there in Germany, and we urge you to buy bonds for our troops in the service. I'm giving you so much stuff in different. I'm
That's
not
all right.
staying. You'll have to sort of get it all
She can look
straightened
at it.
around.
Yeah.
But as I say, the FDR was in office. Did you see that thing on FDR?
You know,
My
Did you-
dad watched it.
I watched a little bit, but not
Oh,
much.
that was so good.
It went on for days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. It was probably 6 hours and all, or more.
Mhm.
But that was wonderful and so good. And that was an idea of how much some people were suffering from I mean, excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Here's a bigger one.
Did you get that?
Here's a bigger one.
Whole box full.
Alright, this is kind of an easier question.
Easier.
Well, it's-
During the, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I can remember the day the war was declared. There were paper boys coming along. Extra, extra, war declared. And it was the war,
Mm-hmm.
Second World War. And I remember our streets were even paved at that time. It was a
Mhm.
sand street
Mm-hmm.
out in front. I see it has. Excuse me. And that was a. Oh, and I want to tell you too. When FDR was speaking over the radio, we'd all get around this radio. It was a wood radio, one radio in the house. We didn't have them in every room in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You might, I mean, that might be it.
Mm-hmm.
And when FDR would speak, we'd be all just around that, glued to that, listening to every word, because it was a very shaky time in our history. And so it was a very interesting time. And my brother Chuck was called it, he was just out of high school, and he knew it was going to be called, and
Mm-hmm.
so he went to Detroit, I think, to work for this 9 months or a year or whatever, until he had to go to the service. And so then he got into the service, and he was in Patton's Third Army, for whatever that's worth for you, I don't know. And it was interesting that one time, when he got out of the service, he came home and he had an accordion. And I thought, where'd you get the accordion? Oh, I got it in Germany. They didn't want to talk about the war. They didn't want to talk about this because it wasn't happy memories. So it took years to learn much about it at all, and we never asked him. But he did help one of these camps in Germany where Hitler had people killed and so forth. One of those camps he did help
Liberate. Yeah.
and it was terrible. He just would weep when he'd think about it, because it was, he just told a little bit about what he saw. And when there were bodies in a big hole, he said, that's true. And if anyone tells you these camps didn't exist, they're wrong.
No, it's just a bunch of crap.
Yeah, and along the walls,
Mm-hmm.
there were places where people's fingernails were digging in because they were against this wall, and whatever. I don't know. But this is how bad it was. That was really bad. No wonder they didn't want to talk about it, because it was just insane. But one thing he talked about, I found out more recent years, is that he was driving one of these big tanks, and they went where they were told, and here he parked this tank, and it was in a farmer's front yard, a farmer in Germany, and Chuck felt so terrible parking this big tank in this man's front yard, and they weren't supposed to talk to the German people. They weren't supposed to make friends with them or talk to them. But Chuck felt so bad that he was parking this big tank in this guy's front yard. So he went and knocked on the door and told the farmer, he said, I am so sorry that we have this big tank in your front yard. And so he became friends with this man. This man had a son about Chuck's age, but he was killed in the service.
Mhm.
And this man was saving, out in the barn, he had a bottle of wine he was saving for when this young son got out of the service. And he was going to save it till he got home and they could celebrate that he was home. So he went out to the barn and got this bottle of wine because his son wasn't going to be coming home, and gave it to Chuck. And also, his son had this accordion, and he didn't have any use for this accordion, so he gave that to Chuck.
Do you think Chuck knew how to play it before?
He has a talent.
I know, but
musical.
do you think he knew it?
Well,
Maybe he
no.
played it, and that's why the guy gave it to him. You know what I mean? I mean, you gotta wonder.
Oh,
Was
I
he
don't- I
playing?
don't
Was
know.
he playing instruments even when you at home with you, or
Mhm.
did he learn it later?
He just took it up
Okay.
down the road.
Hmm.
So
Maybe that started it.
well, it probably
You know what I
did
mean?
because it's like a piano keyboard.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be easy to play those things
Excuse
either.
me. Well, I suppose you have to do this at
I
the
think
same
I'm going to ask
time.
Nancy about that. Ask if she's got any history on that, if she knows if that began the whole. Because she's now in music, and so are her kids. I mean, it's
Oh,
just like
well,
a legacy
well,
of
yeah.
that family.
Nancy's grandma, Mary's mother,
Yeah.
taught all these instruments.
Oh, really?
And she
I
had
didn't know
all
that.
these instruments. And
So
she,
they came from both sides
yeah,
in her family, for
Yeah,
Nancy and her
yeah.
kids. Okay.
and she gave
Huh.
all these instruments to Chuck's family,
Mhm.
the kids,
Mhm.
and they learned to play these various instruments.
Mhm.
They're very, very much into music. And Chucky, the young Chucky, is, I mean, he's in some pretty
Mhm.
good bands. I mean, they've played in some pretty
I'm sure
fine
professional.
backing up by
Yeah.
some of these big people. But anyway, that's. Um, so I'm not giving you this in chronological order.
That's all right. Don't worry about
It's
that.
all right.
Okay, now what else? Oh, well, of course, when FDR was on the radio was a big thing. You're talking about. Now, if you notice, if you looked at that movie at all, did you look?
I watched parts of it. It was on while I was at work,
Oh, yeah.
so.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had these radios that were wood, and they were kind of tall, and they'd sit on a cabinet or something. And the minute the president's voice came on, and of course we knew it was going to be, we all sat around and listened. And Chuck, when he was in the service, he and my dad had a little, they aren't, when they're in the service, they aren't allowed to write letters home and tell you where they are. It's a secret. So Chuck and Dad had worked out this little deal where those days we didn't have stamps that stuck automatically. You had to lick them. So Chuck would write underneath the stamp. He'd put right where they were, like a baton, or he'd write down, and before he put the stamp on, and then put the stamp on, Dad would look under, and he'd know where Chuck was at the time he wrote that letter. So it was a little clue that they had. My dad used to sit on the couch with his hands, just praying and worrying, and about Chuck. And and Chuck was in foxholes. In climates like up here, it's about the same climate in Germany as it is here.
I don't know how they did it.
And he was over there for 2 years. So, no, they would take branches of trees and put them in the foxhole.
That doesn't help much, when it's cold.
Well, I don't know. Leaves or whatever, I
Yeah.
don't know. And you just, they don't talk about those things. But, and he had a real close buddy, and I think most guys do. They become buddies with somebody who's with them. So he and Chuck were like brothers. The buddy lived in the north side of Iron Mountain. He was an Italian. The Italians, Iron Mountain was kind of a strange town for a small town. The Italians lived on the north side. The Sweets and cousin Jacks were on the east side, and the rest of us were all mixed up. So it was kind of different. But if you wanted good spaghetti, you go up the north side.
Yeah, I bet.
But anyway, this he was with this buddy from up on the north side, and they were together throughout the war, and they both made it through. But they would look out for each other, and be in the same foxhole, and, you know, they were buddies. So that's the way it is when guys are in the service. They're buddies, and they never lose that.
They call him the battle buddy. Stephen had it in boot camp.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Nate Swikarski or whatever was a guy who, he really didn't have much of a family. His mother was a mess and his father you never knew. And so when he went to service in order to get the funding to go to school, you know, and his mother, this last
The other
summer,
kid?
Stephen's battle buddy.
Yeah, and Stephen did too.
Yeah, but I mean, that kid was in a much worse situation than Stephen will ever be. But, so, he was just an awesome kid. We took him off, because he didn't have, nobody came on the graduation, you know, for him. And so, he had a grandmother, though, that was awesome, and that prayed, and that knew how to look after him and everything. But,
Where's he from?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, from Pittsburgh.
Somewhere over there,
Oh.
Philadelphia or something, somewhere in
Marty's from
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, you know.
Yeah, well, it's a big town. I doubt they're related. But Nate, he just had an awesome personality, this kid. And so we, of course, we took him out for dinner when we were up there, down there for the graduation, and just a nice kid. They're still buddies. Anyway,
Well, they'll always
but
be
they call them
buddies.
battle buddies.
Yeah, okay.
So they probably did then call them
I
that.
don't know.
And I think they're even assigned, you know what I mean? They are,
Sort of a sign.
they learn that in boot camp somehow.
Oh.
You always got his back.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they depend on one another.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah.
So,
Okay, now,
Can we move on to the next one?
pardon me,
Move on to the next question.
which is what?
Do you use technology? And if you do, which items?
Well, I use a computer,
Right.
and Marty and I both use that for our stuff. So we do our own. I mean, we plug them in to Scottrade, you know, so we do our own and plug it into Scottrade and go through Scottrade.
Like email and stuff.
Email, you know,
Gmail.
yeah, Gmail.
You need to send me these pictures, Mom.
Honey, I'll make a picture
In
right
fact,
now.
we
I'll-
need to, because it's better to have it electronically,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well,
And I can send it to
You do.
Gayla then too, that way.
well,
So before we leave though, we're gonna go look at your computer and if you have any
no,
questions.
I think I know how to get that now.
We're gonna,
I have to, well, you know, they have these rows that you go down, contact, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
And then somehow you're supposed to get behind that. Get the
well, that's what we'll look
stuff
at
behind.
before we go.
But I guess I can, you know, figure
No,
that out.
we'll just sit down
But-
and you can show me where your question is, you know what I mean?
Well,
So-
yes, okay. No, but you don't think you want me to just print some of those for you?
No, I'd rather have you send an email, because then it's.
Well, I don't know how to
Then
do
I can
that,
send
so
it to
you-
everybody, that's what we'll sit
Yeah.
down and do,
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
because then I can send it to everybody too.
yeah,
you know?
okay.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
What about like cell phone?
Oh, yeah, I've got a cell phone. I don't keep it on all the time. I use it for I keep it in my purse, and when I want to call Marty or look, I'm leaving the store, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to keep it, I don't want to be,
It's not your primary.
no,
You don't want to be answering it at the
No.
house, right?
no. I've got a phone here.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I don't want the thing to be ringing, and I don't want to have it
Yeah,
in the car.
yeah,
You know.
good. I'm glad to hear that.
Right.
Well, I don't want my kids to do that either.
Yeah.
You know, but I know that they're their own people to do it. Okay. Oh. Well, email and computer.
Right.
I'm not into these. I don't want to mess with this.
Right. So not a smartphone.
No smart, no smartphone.
No data on it, Kayla. No data
Um,
plan.
Do you use your computer for like storing pictures or anything like that?
I use it for business and for church, and for family communication, and for, as I say, for my stock trade, for my stocks. That's about it. And that's all I want, you know? I
Right.
don't want to mess with that.
So like business research.
Mm-hmm. And I like to look things up. To Google things. You know, it's great to be able to just go in there and
All the information
Google.
in the world at your fingertips.
Yeah. That is great. So that's a big one.
All right. Then I'm trying to think.
Let's see your ring.
This one's?
Oh. Hey, is that an engagement ring?
It's not real.
It's on it.
It's fake.
That's all right. It's pretty.
Thanks. I had a band with it too, but I lost that part.
Oh.
But this one's kind of cool because it's
Oh.
It's like a puzzle.
it's fun to play with, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's interesting. Now I figure out how to put me on. Well, I bet it doesn't fall off.
It's kind of slides around
Oh, it doesn't.
sometimes. I mean, if I'm playing with it too much.
Yeah. This one is.
That one I just got last night at this vintage shop. It was like $3 and you get 20% off or something.
Whoa. Say if anyone ever taps you. Just...
Right.
Heck 'em. So it's good you have the address of this house here, Mom.
What?
I didn't know you have the address of this house right here in this book.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
1124 Chris Lake.
Mhm.
Well, you got a pretty nice Bose radio. I'd say that's technology, right?
Oh,
Oh, we have clocks too.
Right. Washing machine.
The usual. The normal.
Yeah. What about like a TomTom? Do you have like a GPS in your car?
Yes, I don't, but my husband does. We don't need to.
so Mom, do
And
you
we-
still have this purse that your grandma, your mom
No,
gave?
I don't.
That's a great
I
little
just,
story.
you know how you'll become
Mhm.
attached to something because
Yeah, because of
Grandma
where
gave it to,
from. Yeah.
and we saw Grandma. I mean, I probably saw her maximum 4 or 5 times in my life because she lived in California.
Oh, really?
Well, see, my mother, they,
And that's where that painter guy came from.
yeah,
Was that a brother of your?
it's a husband of my mother's sister.
Oh,
My sister, Grandma, or Aunt Hill. She's the one who gave me the tennis racket.
okay.
Um,
So she was out in California. That's why
Yeah.
she had a tennis
well,
racket.
the
Probably.
reason they were in with California, they lived in Wisconsin
Mhm.
originally. And mother's, this is way back, must have been in the 19th and 20s. Several of her sisters took tuberculosis.
Mm.
And those days they didn't have a cure for tuberculosis. And Grandpa and Grandma thought that if they moved their daughters, they had one son and 5 or 6 daughters. If they moved to California and get the sunshine,
Yeah.
they might be able to conquer this tuberculosis. Well, seven of them, I think 3 of them passed away.
Mm.
And,
Hmm.
and what was I telling you about?
Well, just the I didn't know that history of how anybody got out there to California from
yeah,
Iron Mountain,
yeah,
Michigan.
okay, and that's why Mother's side, that's why we didn't see them
Yeah,
as often. We saw Dad's side. Who lived
yeah,
in
because they were in St. Paul.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
No, not St. Paul. They lived in
Mhm.
Wisconsin,
Mhm.
Marshfield, Wisconsin,
Mhm.
Stratford, Wisconsin.
Mhm.
That the Hughes family came from
Mhm.
that area, and
You mean the Brown?
Hughes. Brown is the other side of Jim's.
Yeah.
That's Jim's family. My father's side is the Hughes.
Yes, I know that. Yeah,
Yeah, but Jim's family came from
from Marshfield.
no, that was the Hugheses.
Okay.
You've got to separate the Hugheses
Yeah.
from the Browns.
Yeah.
The Hugheses are from Wisconsin, Marshfield, central and northern, central Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns are migrated to St. Paul
Yeah,
from
that's what I said. Yeah.
from Wisconsin, just across the river.
Yeah, because Sheila had the picture of that barn. I mean, I've got the picture of that barn,
Do
that
you?
round barn, which
Yeah.
isn't far from. It's not far from Hudson.
Yeah,
It's
right.
it's a town a guy I used to work with lived there. Brown, not Brown. I'll remember it later.
Yeah, I'll remember it too.
But
right now.
it's not that far. I mean, he drove every day from that town to downtown St. Paul to work. You know.
Oh,
I
you
can't
worked with
remember
a
the name
Brown too. Oh, no,
Well,
it wasn't
no,
a
no,
Brown.
no.
It was
A
somebody
young kid. He just happened to live in that
from
town.
okay.
And and I know when Sheila told me the name of the town where that round barn is, I recognized the name. So it couldn't be that far into
No.
Wisconsin.
No, yeah, no, but
Mhm.
the Hughes family is from another part of
Right.
Wisconsin.
Southern,
Yeah,
middle.
yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Hmm.
and the Segrets are in California,
Okay.
and Chuck went out to California.
But
He
so,
went-
but Grandma, your mother, had one sister. How many other siblings
Oh,
did
she
she
had-
have?
she had, well, see, I never knew some of them because they
Because they were not
died.
here.
They were,
Yeah.
they died.
Yeah.
It was Irene and Hill and
You know, like
Florence.
Hillary
Florence.
or
Hildegard,
oh, okay.
German, Hildegard.
Did
Hildegard.
she have pigtails too? Braids?
No, as a matter of fact, she was about my size and my build, and you know,
Oh.
she was about
Mhm.
my size. So yeah, so Hill, and then there was Lillian and did I say Verona? Verona.
Mhm.
So there were, I think there were 7 in that family.
Is that how
One boy.
Ronnie got her name? Probably Veronica.
Who knows?
You know,
How did I get Dolores?
Yeah, exactly. She by the time she had 8, she was getting creative. Let's face it. I bet a lot of those people are down in that box full of pictures downstairs, eh?
Oh, listen, I've got.
We still haven't done that.
Oh, I spent some time down there trying to sort them out.
Yeah, it's like a lot of
I think that
work.
A lot
There's
of
a
them-
lot of pictures in that box.
a lot of them are going to have to be tossed.
Well, don't toss them. Don't you
Well,
toss them. Let us
okay.
toss them.
Well, then maybe you can keep them somewhere.
Well,
Got
if
these
you need them
boxes.
out of there, we could probably take them today if you want. But I think, you know, it's
Well,
a
you don't know where
history
to
you
go with them.
shouldn't just throw.
No, you don't know where to go with them either. No, some you keep, but some,
Mhm.
you know, Marty's family, there's nobody.
I know,
There's just him.
I know.
So we've got his pictures. You know. And,
Oh, I'll figure it out.
well,
That's easy.
No, well, no. I mean, some of them are big framed pictures. And by the time we're gone, your kids won't know what to do with
No.
those. So
Yeah.
may as well do it now.
Oh.
No, keep some of them, but I mean, while Marty's here,
Mhm.
but and so anyway, that's
Where are we, Gayla?
What values do you think are most important to you,
values.
and why?
Values. I think honesty is number 1.
Maybe like health and wellness.
Health and wellness is very important, I think. and trying to do it yourself. And try keep yourself healthy and well. Don't depend on the doctors too.
After you're already ruined.
Yeah,
You know what I
well,
mean? I mean,
well-
you don't need a doctor if you stay healthy.
Like
I-
making conscious decisions to live a healthier life.
well, that definitely, yes. I guess, have I preached that to you?
Mhm.
Yes, but honesty and is very important, and to pay attention to your religion, whatever it is, whatever you feel is right for you. And I'm not saying that. I'm not, this is just religion is very important
Have
for anybody.
find like higher meaning, or yeah, having I don't know. Find,
Well, what do you say what she
Live-
said, Gayla, not
Right.
what you're saying.
right.
Live your religion. And stick with what you think is right.
Do you, well, just because it asks, why do you think honesty is so important?
Why do I think honesty is important? It pertains to everything you do. Everything you do. And even if it hurts a little to do it, it may hurt a little, but it'll be okay in the end. God will always show you a way. God will always show you the way if you pray about it. Ask and you shall receive. That is a. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I've got something here. I think also it's important to listen. Be a good listener.
All right. Then, what customs do you celebrate and why?
What customs do we what?
What
Feel-
customs do you celebrate and why?
Well,
So I mean, I basically know that, but
well,
Traditional
we
holidays.
yeah, the traditional
Christian
Christmas,
holidays?
Easter, Thanksgiving. And I think it's important to get family together for these occasions.
Um, mm, yeah. Then what does conflict mean to you?
What does conflict mean? If you don't like what I say, I'm sorry. conflict. Well, conflict. I guess if you're going to
Have 7
Have
kids,
a-
you'll know conflict.
have a conflict with something, you better talk about it and figure out what.
Well, the next question is how do you handle conflict?
Mm.
But the first is what does conflict mean to you?
Well, conflict is a disagreement.
Yeah, I don't know how else.
Now, how do you handle it? This is where I think it's important to listen to what you have to, besides what you have to say and think, listen to what others are thinking. You may learn something from, because I don't know everything and they don't know everything. Maybe if we have a conversation, we'll both learn, or all learn, and be able to come to a conclusion more readily and more agreeable, be more agreeable with your decisions.
Alright, perfect. What relationships are most important to you and why?
My family is number one. My immediate family, and my siblings.
Mhm. It's nice that there's so many of you, you know?
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for people who don't.
I know.
Marty is like an only child.
I know. He is.
If it would.
It's a good thing you married into a big one then, too. You know, I never knew this about your mom and her names, and that she didn't like the Gertrude.
No, she
You know,
didn't.
Gayla was almost a Catherine. I almost named her
I
Catherine.
like the name
I do
Catherine.
too.
I think it's a very,
It's a pretty name.
yeah, and it grows, I mean, when you're an adult, it still
Mhm.
works.
Mm-hmm. Kate.
Yeah.
Sounds good too, you know?
Yeah. I want to find this thing. I want to find, well, she's kind of,
Yeah, that's
let
fine.
me see if I can find something.
Mhm. This is getting to be a huge file. I don't know what happens when I actually send it somewhere. It's
Well, stop.
recording.
Look at it. How long has it been?